Good day, Calgary. Today you have me, Mike Payne, owner of No Pain Roofing, your host of the No Pain podcast. Also, top choice winner of this year, 2023. Thank you guys so much for your votes and your support, and definitely helps keep us our feet to the fire, so to speak, and maintaining our quality and maintaining your guys' votes. How's it going there, Brody?
Today is a good day.
Excellent.
It's a good day for streaming.
Yeah, right.
Sun is shining. Phone is ringing. Guys are busy. Can't really ask for much more than that in this industry.
Right. Yeah. Well, next week is supposed to be pretty cold, they're saying. But first, just like to give it a couple of shout outs. One to our shingle provider, Certainty. They've given me this wonderful cup here, and it's really keeps that coffee warm for a long time.
That's a nice cup.
Yeah.
That's a nice cup. I'm going to have to look into how I could maybe get one for myself. Huh? I'm like, hey, I'm an MSA certified shingle installer, man. Where's my cup?
You talk to Andrew, and he will hook you up.
Yeah, we've got a lot of clothing, which I'm fairly ecstatic about.
Next, I'd like to just give a shout out to our supplier, Beacon Supply, also known as Anarchon Supplies. And we'd like to just give a shout out to those guys. They are our preferred supplier for a couple of reasons. One, they load our supplies very safely and without incident. We've gone through a few loaders in our day, and definitely they're very picky about who comes to our roofs and loads them properly. Next one would be very friendly staff. So we've had really good experiences with the people at the front desk and the people in the yard as well. They take really good care of you. I've actually had some bad run-ins with some kind of cantankerous, mean yard people sometimes, where they just don't want to do their job or something, and they're just like super rude. Like I've had guys like come out and just screaming and yelling at me for like going like 5 kilometers over the speed limit or something, and Beacon is very it's not that they let you speed or anything in their yard, but they'll talk to you like a human being and just treat you right.
Way to be, Beacon. You definitely have separated yourself from the others just based on what Mike has described. I don't have a whole lot of experience picking up materials from Beacon. Definitely probably about half a dozen times, but it's been fairly brief. And I know we've only made this switch recently where they became our primary supplier. So I will have to take your word for it, but I believe you. And you used a pretty fancy word. Cantankerous. Yeah, that was
it's the word of the day.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Oh man,
I heard that. Don't worry.
That could be the mystery word, but
I
haven't doing that for a little while. But
right. Well, we've got something sweet coming up.
We got something coming up. It's going to be sweet. You guys stay tuned. So today we're just going to touch on metal roofing in Calgary here, and Boral Coated Steel. So these are a manufacturer that we are certified with, and we can put them down. We don't get a lot of calls on it to be put on because I think a lot of people don't know about the supply or this particular roofing material, and two is the cost. It's a very luxurious and expensive material. Brody, you got any screenshots that you can maybe show this material?
Right. So I'm not sure which I should be pulling up exactly.
Just go to boralcoatedsteel.com maybe.
Boral Coated Steel. We'll see if that brings anything up.
It's just Boral, I think it's. Yeah.
If I just Google that, we'll see what we get. Number 1, stone coated steel.
Yeah, that's the one right there, I think. Yeah.
Decra.
Yeah, so that stuff is really good. I'm a big fan of this material. It is rated for 50 years. It is a steel stone coated product, which is really great because when you step on this roof, you actually get a lot of grip because it's got that grit to it. So unlike traditional metal roofs that are just kind of really shiny and slippery, you can't step on them basically to do maintenance or anything.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but these guys here, they don't have the glare. They have a very like stone, high profile kind of look to them, And what I really like about them is that they stand up to wind, basically like no other system. They're bolted right into the roof. You got like 5 per, and they actually like lock in with each other quite well. Like there's basically no way that roof is coming off. I would say even in hurricane force winds. One of my biggest recommendations when installing any metal roof is to go crazy on the underlayment. Don't cheap out in any kind of way. Like get the highest, best grade of underlayment you can get. The one that I really like is Gold Shield. That's a very premium, excellent product. Basically, I mean, you could put that on your roof and just never have an issue. We want to bring up the Gold Shield there, Brody, and kind of show people what it is.
Gold Shield's a good material, a good product, but we have difficulties finding it.
Yeah, there's been a supply. Well, they say what's good is hard to find sometimes, but let's see if you can bring that guy up. But
premium ice and water protection.
Yeah, this stuff here is really good. You could just stick that on your roof. You don't even need any nails or nothing. It just sticks right down. And we really, really like that stuff. It's probably one of my favorite underlayments. But you just put that on your whole roof, and you could just put nothing on there, and it would stay watertight for quite a few years. But
says, sorry to interrupt, Mike. They have a description here. The product, our Gold Shield Ice and Water Protector, is a superior self-adhesive membrane protected by a silicone-treated release sheet that's easily removed during application. That would be the peel part of the peel and stick. It is ideal for roof waterproofing purposes under shingled roofs and specifically for protecting potential ice dam areas. It can also be installed around vent stacks, dormers, and other rooftop structures.
Yeah, that stuff is really ideal. You can also, I don't know if CertainTeed has something that's comparable to that. I usually like to promote CertainTeed as much as I can, but I also like to be a fair person, and out of all the underlayments I've used, I would say that one is my go-to.
Yeah, Gold Shield, I think, and Suprema would be similar, but I'm not sure which would be mightiest. Right. I just like to do a bit of a comparison here if I can see how they describe their product.
Well, yeah, there's other for sure, underlayments that you can use, but like I said, when you put on a metal roof, they do all have limited warranties on them, so and they're very expensive. So I would just say always, just go nuts on the underlayment. But the interesting thing is. As far as what brings me back to CertainTeed, it's like, we have Boral Coated Steel, very nice, unquestionably, very strong product, but it still, unfortunately, lacks behind CertainTeed's lifetime guaranteed products. So people think that metal roof is the way to go, which in some cases it totally is, but for the most economical route, I would still go with like a landmark CertainTeed lifetime guarantee. But again, that being said, Boral Coated Steel, if that is your design choice, or maybe you have to put on that kind of designer type roofing product, then I would say, Boral Coated Steel is the way to go.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you were to pick a designer roofing product, like a Boreal Steel roofing product, I should say, using a luxury underlayment as well, as you said, would certainly be worthwhile or completely necessary. I'm not sure in terms of product warranty, like if you could get away with using, say, an asphalt underlayment underneath some of these
you can
high-end materials, it'd be difficult to say. Because, for example, with CertainTeed, we need to use specific styles of underlayment or types in order to maintain the product warranty. Yep. So I wonder if that would be similar for some of these Boreal Steel coated roof products.
Yeah, they require all kinds of manufacturer specs being followed, and one of those is at least having one row of ice guard on your sheathing. But for me, I just think that you should just, if you're spending that kind of money, you should just probably do the whole roof in it, just because over time, like over 40 years, there's going to be a time where water's going to want to get in, to any little spot eventually. You get a rare weather cycle or something like that, and it goes kind of from there. But at any rate, we got a furry feature this week again. As usual, our furry feature has been filmed and ready to go. So why don't you play that for us, sir?
Sure
Brody?
thing. Yep. Carly had the luxury of getting to work with some very, very young, I should say, puppies and kittens this time around. So
Cool.
yeah,
Puppies and kittens,
see.
can't go wrong with that.
Lucky her.
Hello everybody, I'm here with this week's Furry Features, the Jetson puppies. These puppies are currently 5 weeks old, so they're not ready to find their homes yet, but in about 2 to 3 weeks, applications for them are going to open, so you can keep an eye out on the Pause for Change website. These puppies don't have too much of their own personalities yet, besides the fact they like to bite and scratch and cuddle, but I'm sure that by the time they're ready to go home, they'll have their own little personalities all figured out. She's definitely just sweet though. Yes. Thank you, honey.
Now everybody meet sweet, sweet Mama Rosie. She is only 1 year old, but she has had 2 litters now, the Jetsons being her second. She is super excited to find her forever home where she can actually be a puppy.
So Rosie's the mom?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
line
have
it up.
audio on our end when this video is going, but yeah, she had 2 litters actually, and she's only a year old.
Wow.
So, I mean, she's full of life, and I mean, she's got maybe some of the hardest parts of her life out of the way already. She's looking for a home. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we usually do, so we're not going to be giving the full adoption fees, but if you adopt by the end of the month, we will cover 25% of the costs. I hope that's what Carly had mentioned on the video, but if not, that's what it is. But whichever one's better, it's like The Price is Right or something like that. Yeah. So back to this Boral Coated Steel roof. Now, what I would like to say about it is that if you're going to get a roof like that and you're going to be forking out that kind of money, you should not be, considering the cheapest prices at all. You want to be getting somebody on your roof that is competent, that is, checked the attic, has verified that the ventilation is okay, or needs to be adjusted or whatever. Maybe the decking needs to be replaced. Framing might need to be, corrected. And the reason why I say that is because this stuff is incredibly hard to work on later. Like, you have to start from the top and take it off from that way. So if you got something at the bottom, you can't just peel up, some of these interlocked shingles. Like, they are locked in. Like, they are permanent. So you definitely want to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's, so to speak, and make sure absolutely everything is 100% before you put that roof on. So somebody might tell you, this Boral Coated Steel roof is going to be 50 grand. Well, you might want to actually add maybe another $10,000 onto that for additional work that might need to be done.
Yeah, you have to beware of, say, underqualified crews who know that this product is worth a pretty penny and that it's definitely a highly sought after material, right? Presumably in more well-off neighborhoods.
Right.
But again, as you said, the workmanship that would go into installing this kind of product would be almost equally as important as the product itself, considering the intricacies that go along with installing this product properly. And I mean, we have experience with, say, rubber roofing products, and they are interlocking, similar to a variety of metal roofing systems. And again, it needs to go on properly the first time, because you can't just pull out certain areas. You have to remove the material top down, right, which is difficult. That reminds me of, say, soffit or exterior metal systems as well. I shouldn't say exterior metal, but I'm talking more soffit, fascia, eaves trough systems. In order to replace soffit, most of the time you do need to pull off the gutter and the fascia board as well. So being sure that is done right the first time is extremely important, and spending that extra money on a certified crew if they have certification, or if, say, the product manufacturer does have some sort of certification similar to CertainTeed's MSA certification. I mean, finding a company that can offer these kinds of things would certainly be worth that extra few bucks if it's available.
Well, nothing is more expensive than doing the job twice, and something that you can't look at it this way. If somebody tells you, your eaves troughs are going to cost, we'll say, $4,000 to replace. You're like, oh well, worst case scenario, 10 years I have to spend another $4,000. It's not how it goes, and 10 years from now, it's probably going to be a $6,000 job, because the prices are, constantly, ever going up. So if you just do a proper job and they last a long time and they look good for a long time, you're getting a bargain at that price. So even if it is, say, $1,000 higher than, the guys that are probably just going to screw it up. And I think we've all got stories of, somebody that we hired that we maybe went a little too cheap on, and they screwed everything up, or we just didn't do our due diligence. And but when it comes to like a Boral Coated Steel roofing, I mean, you can go as cheap as you want. It's still going to be insanely expensive, because the product itself is just, it's like it's almost like I don't know, maybe like a cherry hardwood or something like that in your house. Like you can't, I don't know like a lot about hardwood floors, but I know like there's a cherry kind of wood.
Yeah,
it's like super expensive or something. So
of course, yeah, I guess the production of these materials is one thing, and I mean, I'm not sure how difficult it is to, say, find and I guess access the types of materials or raw materials they would need in order to produce these types of metal roofing systems, but definitely much more expensive considering its long-lasting attributes. For example, its hail resistance, its resistance against rust and other defects that can come along with time and exposure. So yeah, you could expect to pay a whole lot more. That reminded 100%. Me too, and as you said a minute ago too, about the price you get now is likely going to be the cheapest price you'll find. Definitely now compared to, say, multiple years from now. And exactly. I thought of, say, a good stock, right? Mm-hmm. For example, it's initial public offer versus 2 years later. Chances are, if it's a well-off company, you'll be paying much more as time passes.
Totally. So, yeah. No, it's all inflation based, and as we know, inflation's been going on for well over 100 years now, and I don't think that trend is going to stop. It actually kind of looks like it's speeding up these days, but I'm happy to say I haven't had any supplier notices of cost increases in a while now. So it looks like it's slowed down, but I'm sure we'll be getting some more in the future. But well, I think we've covered the topic pretty well for now. So to anybody who's joined in to see the podcast, thank you for your support, and be sure to share the Furry Feature out. Let's help these dogs and cats find a home, and we will supplement you guys for doing that.
Yeah, so that'll be all available all over our social medias as well.
Yep.
That same clip you saw today.
Yep, I'll be posting that tomorrow on as its own clip. But all right, everybody, thank you again, and we will be back as usual next Thursday at 3 p.m. Stay tuned, and bye for now.